Hello, and welcome to another video. So today we are going to go on a mobile massage appointment. Now I'm not going to take you and showing you all my clients' business or anything like that, but in working with other therapists, I have seen the need to share how to make things run a little bit smoother. So I'm going to show you just how I do mobile massage. Now I did do an appointment this morning. As you can see, I no longer have on my work clothes. So there are some times you have time to come home and have some downtime. I'm completely changed, but one thing that I always do is keep an eye on the time. So the first thing I have to tell you to do is check your schedule. Check your schedule and use the Waze. Waze is my favorite as far as like traveling. The traveling apps are concerned. And I'll go ahead and press click for later, type in the time that I'd like to get there, especially if the distance is far and you live in a place like Houston. I even put an hour because sometimes GPS be tripping, but you know how your drive time is and all that kind of stuff. Just make use of this. Put it on your schedule, plan out the drive. So when you get in the car, all you do is pressing play and heading on to the right direction. So let me finish using my time to relax and all those things. And then I'm going to show you some of the other things that I do to get ready for an appointment. So I know this is something that might completely slip your mind, but this happens to me a lot, especially this morning on my way to my appointment. I realized that I actually needed to clip my nails. Now, sometimes I'll have nail clippers with me, like in my holster, just in case I do forget. Then I'll clip them like as I'm sitting in the car. But I was reminded this morning that I needed to clip my nails. Now, I keep my nails pretty short, so it was still like not long enough to where it would affect the massage. But I like to keep my nails low, and I make sure to do this before my appointments. All right, so another thing that you might not have thought about, and that is to check your music. Now, while I was doing a massage this morning, a song came on that was like very, I don't know, it was high pitch, it was upbeat, it was a mess. And I literally had to use one hand to stop the music. So I went ahead and made sure to take that music off. I would say if anytime you're listening to a song or maybe a song that was added that you didn't intend to, stop it in the moment, but also make sure that you correct it when you have time. I want to talk about the uniform just really quickly, okay? Because I don't have too much time. This is appropriate. I have on a scrub shirt, and some people like to wear pants that are just a bit more loose and relaxed. That's fine. You do not have to wear all black, but don't be sloppy, okay? I see this a whole lot. Don't be wearing all these different colors looking like you just, just rolled up in here. Remember that we are professionals. And some of the time, most of the time, especially going to hotels, resorts and stuff like that, these people don't know you. When you're doing a mobile massage because someone just booked you randomly, they don't know you. So first impression is everything, and you don't want to come in there looking all crazy. I'm not saying you can't wear color, I'm not saying that, but have it looking neat. So I wouldn't wear the jacket that you just saw me have on. I wouldn't wear that jacket. Okay, I wouldn't just be walking in there looking crazy. You don't have to wear scrubs. You don't even have to wear all black. Just make it look neat and presentable. Oh, this should go without saying, but since I know I'm going to have to say it anyway, we're going to go ahead and say it, okay? Make sure that you brush your teeth. Make sure that you brush your teeth before you leave out of the home, and make sure that you have something, to freshen your breath while you're gone. So we talked about, brushing our teeth, making sure that our breath is fresh. I do have some things that are inside of my backpack. Sometimes I put them in my belt like little mints. I'll put some options for you on the screen. The little thing you can just spray in your mouth real quick. Okay, nobody's paying all this money for a massage to smell you or your breath. I know nobody told you that, but here I am. I'm telling you, okay? Another thing is, if you know that you sweat, perhaps you could put on something like a headband. I have my head covered and I don't sweat like that, so I don't have to worry about it. Make sure you put on deodorant. I have deodorant in my bag, like as an extra. And then for the ladies, and like I said, if you know that you sweat in various places, dry sprays. Okay, you can use a dry spray. You have to think about it. You're bending over, you're working on the head, you're working on the face, you're working on the neck. Nobody wants to spend all this money and then smell you through their massage. So personal hygiene is most definitely something that you should be aware of, and definitely some things that you do the 1-2, okay, before you leave and go to an appointment. All right, so let's move on to the next thing. I am in the car now. I have my black, black. Remember I said it doesn't have to be black. We're not talking about you working for me. We're just talking about you going to these people's going to these people's houses and stuff in general, okay? And I've seen people come looking crazy. So there's my black jacket because the temperature might drop a little bit. I do have my hot stone just because I want to show you this. It's usually inside of my backpack. These are mobile hot stones, so it has a plug in and everything. I showed you this in my what's in my bag video. I like to bring it with me. I like to bring my cups with me for 90-minute massages. If I'm doing a couples massage, honestly, I try not to bring too much because I don't know if, you know, the other therapist has the same thing. And my goal is to never try to show anybody up, okay? If I'm going by myself, if the appointment is scheduled by myself, then I tend to offer a little bit more. And sometimes, honestly, even if it's a 90-minute couples massage, which I don't tend to do a lot of those, if it's a 90-minute couples massage, I'll still bring some extras because I feel like it's enough time to bring extras. Since I'm going to do a 60-minute, I'm not bringing too much, okay? So I have my laundry bag here. My backpack is back there. So the bag that I showed you, my what's in my bag, is back there. I don't need my purse for the appointment. I like to pack my bag when I'm leaving the client's house. I like to pack my bag in a way that sets me up for my next appointment. I'll put my dirty sheets, which I'll show you after this appointment. I'm not going to take you in there with me to the appointment. It's, you know, it doesn't have anything to do with you, honestly, and I'm telling you the information that you need to know. So I'll have my wagon, and what I'll do is I'll take the dirty clothes and put them in my wagon, like on the side of the massage table. When I get to my car, I'll put it in my laundry bag. I'm using this bag right now. It's just an Aldi bag just because I store my grocery bags in my car anyway, girl. You know, I got kids, okay? I got kids, okay? So there's just extra, like, towels, and then there's some extra sheets inside of there as well. One thing that I would double check is the sheets that you have. Make sure that you have all of the components. So here's my favorite little laundry bag. I've been using this laundry bag since I've been a massage therapist. Not the same one, I had to reorder it, but it's still available. So I have the bottom sheet, the top sheet, and then a face cradle cover. And I'm going to put this stays inside of the car. So like I said, I'm going to show you when I get back. This stays inside the car. It stays right there on my front seat. I'm going to show you my front seat setup in just a little bit. And this way, I've had days where I had like more than one client at one time. If you keep yourself organized like this, it's like boom, boom, boom. You don't have to worry about missing out on nothing, okay? So let me, what I like to do is I have some sheets inside of my massage table bag. You know what? No, I don't, because I used them this morning. So I'm going to put these 2 sets of sheets inside of here. Now, sometimes if you're being booked by a hotel or a spa or something like that, they'll provide sheets for you. I never depend on anybody to supply sheets for me. I always bring my sheets. If you're going to hotels and resorts and stuff like that, best bet is to have white sheets in your stash, okay? I bring my sheets. I put this bag right here inside of my mobile massage bag. And if they're offering sheets, honestly, I never take them because I never know where to put them. And I have my own system of things. I have my own system of how I do things. I've seen like a lot of places, they'll have really big sheets. Like they'll actually give us the sheets that they use for the beds. So for the queen size bed. Girl, who has time to be sitting there wrestling around with all those sheets? So I like to keep my stuff all together. I have my belt here as well that I'm just going to go ahead and put on. Make sure that I have enough lotion and oil. I also have an extra in my backpack. It looks like this one. Girl, it's nearing its end. And then another thing that I have started doing is actually putting my hand sanitizer in my holster. I used to put it there in my bag, and then I realized like midway through the massage, I'd be like, oh, I need to go back up to the top. And some people are really funky when you touch their feet to touch other parts of their body, which I don't know why. Look, if anybody should be tripping, it should be me here, right? Because I'm the one rubbing your feet. But nevertheless, so I put my hand sanitizer right there in that little thing so that I have access to it and I'm not looking for stuff. I don't like to stop my massage at any point in time to like be fumbling around with stuff. And when I had to change the music this morning, I had one hand on the client and I was like this with the music. So I like to keep everything in order in that way. Do I have any mints to show you in here? No, I put them for you on the screen because I gave my son the one that was in my backpack. Let me see if I got one in here. And I got some gum in my purse, but I don't feel like chewing gum right now. And I just brushed my teeth. So that is everything. Another thing is a towel. I see a lot of therapists, they don't bring towels with them inside I'm trying to mention everything for you before I go in, because I know once I get over there, it's kind of like game time. I use this thing right here, and this is also what I use for my hot stones. So if I'm doing a hot stone appointment, I put my dirty hot stones in here with a towel. While I'm doing the appointment, I'll be putting the dirty hot stones in here. Again, like I said, because if I have multiple appointments, I just need to separate the things, and then I'm able to take this stuff and clean it appropriately without stuff being all over the place, okay? But for now, I'm just gonna keep this towel in here because I like to wash my hands with my own towel, as opposed to washing your hands with people's soap and towel. I think it's rude, honestly, but I see a lot of people do it. Most therapists don't come with their own towel and soap. So let me head in the right direction. It looks like we're right on the money. We're right at 3 o'clock. So I'll see you guys later. So I did leave early, but the time moved about 25 to 30 minutes from what the GPS initially told me that I would be. So always leave early. I made it here. 5 minutes to spare. I'm in a parking garage. I don't really like places that have me in a parking garage. I left super early, as you can see, but the traffic is real bad. So good thing I have everything ready. I'm gonna show y'all how I do this real quick. If I can't show you because it's taking too long, I'll just show you when I get back in the car. All right, so here you are. You're able to see the wagon just a little bit. You'll be able to see it better at the end, how easily it folds up. But this is just me setting up. I just open it up, put the table straight in there. It's really one fell swoop, and then I just roll it on out. I had a lot of walking to do. The room was all the way at the end. We were on the 13th floor, so carrying the table for me is just a 100% no. Okay, it's a no. I know a lot of people don't think about using a wagon, but it's the best option that I've seen. Even though the wheels that's made for the massage tables, this is the best option, and it's the most cost efficient. Okay, so here I am. I'm back at the car, and I am going to quickly put the table in. You're going to see here I have the linens, and I'm going to take the linens, put them in the laundry bag in the front, fold up this wagon, and I'm done. All right, so of course I'm not going to always take you guys with me, so I kind of want to be pretty thorough when I do this. I quickly get into the car. As you can see, it's dark now, and this is just a safety measure. I did not mention, like I said, I was kind of rushing just because of the traffic. It was pretty bad coming this way. To always drop your location. Let somebody know where you're going. I mentioned this in the other videos about mobile massage, but you can see me in motion. As soon as you start leaving, as soon as you get to where you're going, I will drop your location. Let somebody know what time you're going to be done. If you're at a hotel or something like that, it's kind of different because the front desk, like I always say, you can check in with them and things like that. So let me take this down so you can see. All right, so here I have my dirty linen bag that I have the linens inside of there right now that you just saw me take out of my wagon. I'm going to put this on the chair, on the seat right here. If I had another appointment, I would just put my dirty linens inside of there as well. And then here's the clean linens that I was telling you about. And then here is my backpack that sits on the seat as well. And everything is ready to go if I were to take another client at this point. Now, I've mentioned to you guys about being on time, and I just want to reiterate how important it is for you to be on time, especially, and I know some of you might not like when I say this, but especially if you are a person of color. You know, there are some things that are awarded to others that's simply just not awarded to us. When you come correct. You let everybody else, and like I said, I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody, but I'm just telling you, there's some, you know, there's some things that we're not awarded. When you come correct. Okay, make sure that you have something to carry that table. Like I said, I see a lot of therapists. I just work with one who's carrying that table. Make sure that you bring your own sheets. A lot of the times, luxury hotels and stuff like that, they'll tell the clients that they'll bring sheets and that stuff like that, but they don't bring sheets. Make sure you have your stuff. It's your responsibility. At the end of the day, these people don't care about the tip that you get or the money that you're receiving or the clientele that you're building up or not building up because of the way that you're showing up. So you make sure you have everything that you need. Some of the stuff that I mentioned, the weighted blanket, one of the best investments ever. The eye pillow, one of the best investments ever. Invest in your business. This is your business. Even if you take appointments for someone else, you're working for someone else, It's you showing up as you. So do the best that you can do. Okay, that's what I want to say, and it pays off every single time. Hello, good morning. So I stopped the video pretty abruptly last night. I was going to end the video there, but it was just laid on my heart that there were some other things that I wanted to share with you. Like I said, I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to bring you guys with me every time. So I want to make this video pretty inclusive. So we already got last night that getting in the car, I went over a few more safety things. I'll link that other video for you where I talked about some other things. And then I have a few points here. Excuse me if the things are reiterated. They're reiterated because they're true. They're reiterated because I see it being like a common problem, especially like I said, when I work with other therapists. So before we get into some of those things, which are in no particular order, and I do have notes here, I want to say that how long you've been a therapist is irrelevant. You see that I'm doing these videos for new massage therapists. I'm doing that intentionally because a lot of people, first of all, they become therapists out of order. Nobody called them to become a massage therapist. God did not call them to become a massage therapist. And I want to tell you that if he has called you to this field, that who he calls, he equips. Okay, so just know that these are just things that I'm telling you to help you along the way, like from a professional standpoint, but it is God who has equipped you. And like I said, there's a lot of massage therapists out here. They're mammon filled. Okay, they're filled with the spirit of mammon. It's all about making money. They don't actually like the job. They just like the money that comes with the job. I don't want this to be you. I don't want this to be you. I'm not saying that you don't make a lot of money. Like I told you, I didn't tell you how much money I made last night. One, because it's none of your business. And two, because that's beside the point. Okay, we already know that we're making money. We know that we're not carrying this table. We know that we're not going, to $300-$400 hotel rooms and spas, and we know we're not doing this stuff for free. So this is understood. But the amount of people going into industries, and not just this one, industries in general, just because you can make a lot of money and then you're miserable while you're there, and then you have poor character and poor behaviors while you're there, I don't have nothing to do with any of that. So you know all my disclaimers, okay? Especially if you watch this series of videos, especially if you just take a look around the channel. So I just want to go over a few things. Like I said, how long you've been a therapist, that doesn't mean that you can't do the best that you can do because you're just out of school. That, I'm telling you, that's the trick that I fell for. Okay, if I'm excellent, first of all, I was excellent before I came to your school. I was excellent before I came to your school. Your school was just one of the places that I had to go to acquire the things necessary to do what the Lord has told me to do. So don't let a person try to put you in a box saying, oh, well, you just started. I can care less about it just started. Okay, I can care less about it just started. And a lot of times, some of the therapists that have been in the industry a long time, they start doing their own things. They start getting lazy. I've already told you a lot of them practice sorcery. So they start doing all kind of stuff. Girl, you won't have nothing to do with none of that. Okay, you won't have nothing to do with none of that. So we're going to talk, like I said, about a few things, and these things are in no particular order. So the first thing I have is do the best that you can do and don't try to be anyone else. If you are doing a couples massage and you look over and you see that the other therapist is doing a technique that you don't do, if you're not going to ask the person, or say, hey, do you have time to train me on, I saw you doing some stretching. I remember I did a massage with a girl and she stretched the man off the table. Okay. It's a slang I'm using here, but she stretched that man so good. She stretched him for a whole hour. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Okay. She barely did any massaging. Like she didn't even need any lotion, the kind of massage she would do. She stretched that man for a full hour. Homegirl was sweating. But that's not a massage that I can do. So what did I do? I didn't look over there and look at the man getting that massage and say, hey, I'm going to do that. Don't do that. Do the best that you can do. Give the best massage you can do. If the client likes it, the client likes it. If the client doesn't like it, the client doesn't like it. Okay. I have learned to try and cater to what the client wants that is in your skill set in the moment. But that brings me to the next thing, and that is every client isn't your client. So if the client doesn't like generally the massage that you give, guess what? Move on. Every client is not your client. And don't be a money chaser. Don't just be taking in clients just because, maybe they're a good tipper and stuff like this. This is the worst. I kid you not. Mobile Mobile massage I like because you don't have an overhead and the price is right. Like, it's a good price, but you're carrying all this stuff to people's house. You're in their space. And what I found, especially as a Black woman, I found that people, especially when they get other Black clientele, you go into their house and they think because they paid you a little money, they get to tell you what to do. No, you paid me money because that was the charge for the service, and you're still not going to tell me what to do. I actually will refund your money and pack up my stuff and leave. That's just me. Okay, so I'm not telling you to be rude, but I am telling you that every client isn't your client. Like, just because you pay me a little money, that doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and do stuff, one, that's out of my scope of practice, and two, that I just don't do. I'm not going to do it just because you paid me some money. So every client is not your client. I mentioned this, I believe, in that other video. Don't be taking clients. Like, if you work for apps or you work for just maybe your own call for, resorts or hotels and things like that, don't take other people's clients. Don't be sitting there passing out your business cards in areas that it doesn't call for you doing that. Okay. If you're working for someone and they didn't tell you could pass out your business cards, don't pass out your business cards. And if you're working for someone and it's their clients, let it be their clients. You will get the clientele that is driven towards what it is that you do as a massage therapist. I'll tell you this. I have had to redo my books as well, because the clientele that I had, when I first started, with the prices that I first started, with the practices that I first started, with the mindset even that I first started, is not the same kind of clientele that I'd be able to take now. Okay. Groupon. Y'all remember that Groupon video? Groupon come a-calling? No, baby. No. We'll get to that here in a second, but every client is not your client. And that just moves me right on to the next thing. And that is to know your worth. Every client is not your client. Every establishment is not the place that you should be working at. If you say, hey, I'm charging, let's say $150. Let's say I'm charging $150 for a mobile massage. And somebody says, now, why would you be charging so much? Well, find somebody else who charges a little less. Find somebody else. Don't argue with people about your prices. I've had people make comments, I paid so much for it, I don't think I'll be able to eat. Well, don't do me like that. Okay. Don't do me like that. If it's too high for you, it's too high for you. Find someone else that better fits within your budget. I've told you guys before, those prices, you look at the prices and you think real hard about those prices. And what I want you to do, and I know this point is in there somewhere else, so I'm just going to talk about it right now. And that's to not be expecting a tip. Charge and be grateful. So when you come up with your prices, what you need to do is consider how much you will want to be paid for this service and charge that amount. When you go to the client to do the massage, don't you be sitting there expecting no tip. Don't you be sitting there with your mouth open, like, don't be sitting there with that where's my tip look on your face, because they don't owe you a tip. Technically, they've already paid for the service. If it's someone that you're working with and they have underpaid you, and then you're looking up to the client to make a difference, well, that goes back to what we just said, and that's to know your worth. And I'm reminded of I did a video for you guys about a spa that I went and worked for, like an on-call type of situation, right, for a spa. And what they would do is they would block out these little time slots, and you would go there and basically be like their employee. But they didn't really pay well. You look at the prices on their website and they're charging, $300 and $400 for the massages and paying you something like $30 an hour. And then some of the time, so let's say it's $30 an hour, and then you blocked out, I don't know, a 6-hour time frame, and they only pay like a projected pay of, let's say, under $200. Well, I'm being ripped off here. Okay. And the client's looking like, I paid this much for a massage. A tip is optional. Because a tip is optional. It's just a tip. It just says, hey, you charge this amount for the service, and I think that I'm a tip. I think it's worth more than that. So let me just go up above. Okay. So a lot of times when these places be charging these outrageous prices, the people already have in their mind that's already included in the service, especially when you're working for yourself. A lot of people say, you know what, I'm paying all of it to this person, so the tip is already included. And that's the right mindset, in my opinion, but you need to make sure that your prices are where they need to be. Don't say, I'm gonna lower my prices down because I need to get more people. Don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do it. Okay. So know your worth and don't be expecting a tip. Be grateful. If someone tips you $5, if somebody tips you $10, if somebody tips you nothing, Be grateful. You still got paid for the massage. Be grateful. Be grateful that you actually had the movement in your body to be able to get the massage done. Find something about the experience to be grateful. I'm telling you, this is how the Lord bless you. Listen to me now. Okay? Have some days off and stick to them. You need to make up in your mind what day is going to be your off days, and don't work on those days. Okay? Rest day. Have a rest day. I say have at least one rest day, but you can have multiple rest days. Okay? Have some rest days and stick to them. Somebody inquires for your service, something like that. Don't come off your rest day and say, oh, I got to make this money. No, don't be money hungry. That's how you get yourself into situations. Have a clear mind. And the one way to have a clear mind is to not always be so racy, rushy. Okay. Don't have a day that you consider off and stick to that day. All right, let's move on to the next thing. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way. Don't use your thumb so much. I know you hear people say this a lot, but do not use your thumb so much. And this kind of goes with that. And that is, everyone doesn't need the same massage. Okay, you can't give everyone the same massage. I love a good foot massage. And I used to try to do this amazing foot massage with every single client. And let me tell you, my hands were worn down at the end of it. And you know why this is? Because some people have like softer feet. If you're a massage therapist, you've been doing this, you know what I mean. Some people have softer feet. You can move their feet really easily. And then some people have like harder feet. Why this is, I'm not God. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Sometimes I see that it's because of weight and it's inflammation. Like, it's inflamed and it just trickles on down to the feet. Like the feet are thicker, like they're inflamed. Sometimes that's the reason. But then other instances, some people just have thicker feet. Okay. Hard working, thicker feet. Okay. So I used to try to give like this stellar foot massage to every single client. And like I said, some people had like harder feet. So the same kind of footwork that I would do on one person, I would try to do on another person. And hold on. And it wouldn't work out. So everybody can't get the same massage. It would not work out. My hands would be hurting. Okay. Trying to press through all that. Everybody can't get the same massage. I'm pretty sure if you can't do the same work on that person, there's another area that you weren't able to work on another person that you can do on that person. And it's like each massage, it has the same flow because you are in your own flow. You know what I mean? Like you have your own style of doing things. It has like your signature. We'll call it that. Your flow, your massage flow, it has your signature on it, but it's not like verbatim the same for every single person. Okay. Save your thumbs. Don't be using your thumbs. People say, oh, give me that. They want that deep work. I don't be doing that. I don't do that for my personal clientele. I'll be doing that elbow through the table kind of stuff. Breaking up my body, breaking up my table. Okay. Making me sweat and all that. I don't do all that. But in the event that, let's say you're working for someone else and that's something that's on your schedule, or that's something that the client booked and you didn't know because they're not like your client. You know what I mean? They might want some of the, pressure or things like that you don't usually do. Pressure is the one that I usually see people, can you go a bit deeper? When somebody says go a bit deeper, I know it feels real comfortable to them for you to use your thumbs and then go in deep, but don't do that. That is how you hurt your hands. That is how you can't do a massage Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's how you can't work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you got to work Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. That's why people like spread out their days like that, because sometimes you're in pain, especially when you're a new therapist. You don't know what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. It is not appropriate to do 6 massages a day. I don't care what nobody is saying. It's not appropriate. It's not appropriate to do 6 massages a day with no breaks. And sometimes the break, you think about using muscles. Like if you will work out or something like that, come on, your hands are the same way. So treat them well, because if you don't have the movement of your hands, if your hands are all broken down and broken up, and it's not going to be very helpful to you. So learn how to, remember I told you, I'm not one to show anyone techniques, because I think a lot of times people be showing techniques and they be acting like they're God, like they know what they know what every client needs, and that's not true. But you do need to learn how to use your body for the massage. Okay. Use your elbows. My husband told me I got a pointy elbow. You see that elbow? You want deep? Here go your deep. You see that point right there? Here go your deep right there. Okay. I've learned the hard way to save my thumbs. Somebody wants more pressure, you use something like your knuckles or something like that. Don't go in there. I know it's comfortable, it's easy to just use those thumbs, but you're going to thank me later. Do not do that to your fingers. Do not do that to your thumbs. This is something I didn't have in there, and I don't think I've talked about, but lower the table. And I might show you this later, not like a technique on the client, but just a technique for like massaging purposes. Put the table a little lower. Okay. Yes, for your height, but don't try not to do the massage up here, especially when you have people asking for deeper pressure. Girl, use your body weight. Okay. You want deep here. You're going to get this deep body weight, but don't sit there and like use your weight on your wrist to be doing the massage. I'm telling you, you're going to thank me later. I used to have to come home and literally like put my hands in ice. That's how bad it was. I have since learned better, and I'm trying to help you. So the next thing is, I also realized that a lot of therapists, remember I just talked about the feet, a lot of therapists skate around certain areas. And one of those areas are the feet. Maybe because of the reason that I mentioned, maybe because some people's feet be stinking. I've had a stinky foot. Actually, the other day was my first stinky foot. I've never had a stinky foot before. So sometimes people's feet stink. And yeah, that's nasty. And what I do for that is, make sure you have some hand sanitizer close by. I make sure I have some essential oils close by. I've heard people say do the feet on with the sheet if they stink, but in my opinion, it's really a part of your job. If something stinks, I know this is kind of wild, but you think about going to the doctor, the OBGYN, you don't think they encounter some things that stink? Well, guess what? It's still their job. So in this industry, sometimes you come across people who don't bathe as well as you think that they should bathe. Okay. Maybe they have extra skin cells or something coming off on your hands. The guys with a lot of hair, they'll have, girl, this thing is really, hold on. By that was an appointment. We sitting here talking about appointments, and that was appointment. I didn't even put that on here, but girl, just stay alert. Okay. Stay alert. Keep your phone, keep your notifications on. Okay. Somebody making an inquiry asking you if you have an appointment today or something like that, and then you come and you answer them back, I don't know, 2 days later, you think you have the appointment? You don't have the appointment. So where was I? I was saying that a lot of therapists don't do like the feet, for instance, and maybe because it's smelly, like I was just telling you. You kind of gonna have to get past that. And let me tell you something. Once you do someone's feet or work on an area that other people don't usually work on, and I can use the feet because I see the feet, like they'll just spend maybe like a minute on each foot. If you sit there and you do 5 minutes on each foot, baby, works every time. Now I know some people have harder feet, but I'm telling you, it works every time. So you use your discretion, your discernment on when you should do that. But I'm just telling you, there are some areas that a lot of therapists don't work on: the hands, the feet, scalp. And people really like those areas. Okay. I already talked about don't be expecting attempt. Be presentable. Be presentable. Even the shirt that I have on right now, even though it's not all black, if the place that you're going to, you're not going to roll up in a spa with this on, because they're just not going to allow that most of the time. Most of the time they want you to be all black. So I would definitely have all black in my lineup of clothing to wear. But this is still professional. Okay, this is still professional. It's nice and neat. Go into these. You know why I'm saying that so much? Because I can't tell you the amount of times that I am almost embarrassed. Like, you do a couples massage and you're embarrassed at how the people are showing up. And I'm telling you, don't let it be you. And I'm going to tell you what I told you last night. I hope I kept that clip in there. You're a black person and you go into these places. The standard for you is higher. I know, but you live in society. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The standard for you is higher. They're expecting you to come in here looking and acting like a fool, and a lot of you are proving them right. The standard for you is higher. You need to come in there sharp. You need to come in there sharp. Your equipment needs to be clean. You need to come in there sharp. You need to come in there with your sheets. Somebody else could forget a sheet and they'll once over there say, oh, let me accommodate. But it'll be you and you'll get a bad comment. I'm just telling you like it is. You want the truth. Don't be coming in there looking all kind of crazy. And you know what kind of crazy I'm talking about. Like I said, you're coming in there with, you got on, them little racer jackets they used to have with the M&Ms on the back. You coming in there with that on. What are you doing? What are you doing? You got on, I know you like your Air Max, but why you have on these pink and lime green Air Max? You're not in here for that. This ain't no club and this ain't no lounge. You're a professional. Come in here like a professional. And you might not dress professional or be professional outside of this environment, but guess what? You need to have attire specifically for you to go into this environment. You need to come in there a whole other person. And I'm not telling you to be two-faced. And I'm not trying to tell you to be somebody that you're not. That's not what I'm trying to. I'm telling you to be professional because the people are watching. I'm telling you, I have been inside of mansions and been invited back to mansions. Have a place in the mansion. Been invited back because I come in there professional. And one of the things about being professional is being on time is the biggest thing. Being on time and communicating with these people. Say, hey, when you leave your spot, I like to do it about 30 minutes. So if I'm driving, an hour and 30 minutes to get there, I wouldn't let the client know that I'm driving an hour and 30 minutes. About 30 minutes to being away from the destination, I would say, hello, my name is so-and-so. I'm your massage therapist for your so-and-so time appointment. And my ETA is, when you arrive, hello. Girl, this thing is going crazy. Hello, my ETA is, I'm sorry, they threw me off. Tell them that your ETA is when you arrive, hello, I've arrived at your place. And if you're waiting on another therapist, say, I am waiting on my co-therapist and we'll come on in. Communicate with them, okay? This is a big part of professionalism. And one of the things is, let them know, hey, my name is so-and-so. Hey, my name is Tansy. And I know that other therapist might be not on time. You don't tell them that, but you say, hey, my name is Tansy and I'm one of the therapists for your couples massage appointment. And I'm here. Let them know that you were on time. Okay? Because these therapists be showing up late. And you don't want it to be counted as you were showing up late. So be professional. Come in there looking professional. Have your equipment clean. Somebody asked me last night, this thing smells really good. What'd you put in it? I said, I put clean linen. I washed the stuff. That's what it is. That's what you're smelling. You're smelling, I washed it. And his wife started laughing. But you're smelling, I washed it. So come in there, have a high standard. Have a high standard. And I get it. Like, some of this stuff is expensive. A nice table is expensive. A nice table is expensive. Some of this equipment is expensive, especially if you're just starting out. But I truly believe that, like I said, who the Lord calls, he equips. And a part of that equips is to actually equip you with the stuff that you need to do the job well. Now, if you taking every time you get a tip, somebody leave you $100 tip and you take that money and you go through the fast food line and you go in here and there and buy all this kind of stuff. You got to buy new weave and all this kind of stuff. And then when it comes down for you to buy new equipment, you don't have new equipment. Well, whose business is that? That's actually your business. That's you being a poor manager of your money. But you're actually getting the money and you're not putting the money where it needs to go. Like I said, you're not going to go into the mansion, with holes in your bag and holes in your pants. They're not going to invite you back. And you're a black person, like I said, you did go. I'm sorry. I gotta tell you. I'm not even sorry. I gotta tell you the truth. You remember the butler? You're like a fly on the wall. You say much of nothing. You saw my hand behind my back. You say much of nothing. Where would you like the table? Some of you need to practice on your professionalism. And a part of being professional in a lot of instances is really keeping your mouth closed when you're in these environments. I have heard people recently, so this ain't nothing old, come in there cursing. And I don't mean walking in, hey, how y'all doing? No. Good morning. Good evening. Where would you like me to set the table? But if you know that your language is foul outside of situations like this, do yourself a favor. Do the other therapist a favor. Do the client a favor. And really don't say too much until you learn what is appropriate and what's not appropriate to be saying. I heard someone say, you took it like a champ. The husband was sitting right there. Dude, we got to do better. We got to do better. We got to do better. And my black people, we're out there. Okay. We're out there. We're very bold. You see me sitting here doing this video right now with you. We're very bold. We have very strong personalities. Guess what? You need to can some of that for your professionalism, because it's ruining your business and ruining your reputation. You coming in there with your pants, sweatpants and basketball shorts underneath. The people say don't wear no logos. You got on a whole t-shirt. The people say wear all black. You got on a whole blue t-shirt. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? And then if both of y'all come in there looking like that, there goes your tip. There goes your repeat clientele. If that is even, if we're even in the environment for that. But there goes your reputation. Don't do that. Even the people, when you start checking into these hotels and these resorts and stuff, I'm telling you, they are watching at how you come in there, the time you come in there, and what you're looking like when you come in there. So, let's move on to the next thing. I already said be presentable. Don't smell like smoke. Don't come in there smelling like nothing but clean clothes. Don't wear too much perfume. Don't smell like smoke. If you're smoking, you need to be smoking before you actually put on the clothes that you're going to do the massage. If I were getting a massage by you and you came in anywhere that I booked the massage smelling like smoke, I'm going to send you home. And I'm not even talking about as like a boss, as you working for me. I'm talking about if I booked the massage for my personal use and you came in there smelling like smoke, I will go ahead and tell you, you can go ahead and go. So don't come in there smelling like smoke. Everybody don't smoke, especially weed. I see that a lot. You smelling like weed. You're high. Like, help us help you. Help us give you an opportunity for a better life. Help us. And like I said, especially my black people, why you coming? We can't help you. We can't help you to do better if you're not going to do better. You know, coming up in here high is the worst thing you can do. We're here at a 5-star resort, and you think the way that you're looking, acting, and smelling is 5-star? It's not. And maybe you don't have a 5-star mentality. The Lord is able to renew your mind. He is. That's the next thing I said was to be quiet. Now, I'm not telling you don't say anything at all, because the next thing I have on here is actually to be kind and friendly. I'm not saying don't say anything at all. I'm saying if you're one of those people and it's not a place for that. It's not the place for that. And sometimes you get clients and they're the ones cracking the jokes and stuff like that. Be kind, crack a little joke with them, move on. But you're not there to be cracking jokes. You're there to do a job. And what I have found is sometimes people will talk with you, but let them talk with you and then they'll ruin your massage. And at the end of the day, how they feel about the massage on you. They didn't properly relax because they were sitting there talking for whatever reason. Sometimes people talk because they're nervous. For whatever reason, and guess what? They don't rebook with you or they don't tip you well because they truly didn't enjoy the massage because you were so busy conversing with them. And some of you can't even catch yourself. You sitting there talking about I went to get a massage myself, lady sitting there talking about her kids. Girl, I don't care. I don't want to hear about no kids. Not right now. Not right now. No. So learn when to be quiet. Also, I said be kind and friendly. When you're working with another therapist, especially you're doing couples massages, I have come across a lot. And it's usually, the other female therapist. The men are usually nicer. The other female therapist, it's, very harsh. You know what I mean? First of all, I don't work for you. I don't work for you. So I don't need you coming here telling me too much of what to do. But you can also be friendly. I see a lot of times people don't have stuff. Now, I wouldn't be giving out any of my sheets because I give you my sheets and I book another client. Well, I don't have sheets with my client. But if you can share something like hand soaps and things like that, you can be friendly. Okay. They were validating parking the other day and my co-therapist was like, hey, you want to come up here through the line? So you can be friendly. Be friendly. And I'm not saying be friendly as in you need to exchange information if it's not somebody that you came there with or that you know, but just be friendly in the moment. Like, make this a good experience for all of us. The next thing is be patient. Be patient. Don't go flying off the handle and leaving your money on the table. The Lord had to minister this to me, okay? Cause you could tell, I'll be like, the client got me waiting here 20 minutes, baby, I'm about to leave. I give you 5 minutes and I'm out of here. It's not always the cause for that. Sometimes you need to be patient, okay? And when you're not patient, you miss out on your own money. You're not patient with the guests, you know, the front desk people. I came in the other day and the lady was like, do you need some sheets? And I said, no, I bought my own sheets. Thank you so much. And she said, you know, another therapist came in here the other day and she had to wait for sheets and she got mad. Well, if the front desk person knows that you got mad, you don't think she made a note of that? You don't think she made a note because you forgot your sheets. So be patient, be kind, be patient. It pays off, okay? And another thing is, if you are running late, because sometimes running late happens. I left yesterday probably like an hour and 30 minutes early. My GPS told me to leave. There was 30 minutes in between the time the GPS told me to leave, even though I scheduled it early. It was way off. The traffic was bad. There was accidents, all kind of stuff. Sometimes this happens. I remember one day I was going to an appointment and the appointment was early in the morning. I'm thinking to myself, there's never traffic going to this way. I'm still going to leave an hour. It was only 20 minutes away. I said, I'm still going to leave an hour in advance. And I noticed that the traffic was almost at a standstill. You know what I did? I called up the place that I was going, or call up the client and say, I'm on the way. And you can see right now that I'm actually I'm calling you an hour in advance. And the lady was like, yeah, they said that there was construction work or something like that. It's completely fine. So if you're going to be late, don't go communicate to somebody. Hey, especially you got a co-therapist. Hey, I'm 5 minutes. I'm supposed to be in there in 5 minutes, but I'm running 20 minutes behind. Don't do that. Don't do that. You need to communicate. If you don't communicate at any other time with your co-therapist, if you're doing a couples massage, you being late is cause for communication. It's cause for communication, because let me tell you something. You working for some of these apps, well, the other therapist will go ahead and report you're behind, and then there's your cash, there's your money, there's your appointments. So don't do that to yourself. Okay. So I hope this video was inclusive. I hope, like, inclusive as in including everything. I'm not trying to include everyone. Okay. As always, if you have a question, ask a question, and I'll see you in the next video.